Hi,
Hey,
Aquarius. All right, we're starting out each one of these readings with the Authentically Alice Chunk Chakra Meditation candle because we're feeling that um, our signs need a little extra love with all the energy going on right now. I know we do, so we're going to give Aqua some love. I'm not using that because, especially air signs. Air signs right now are going through it because they're learning the lesson of the value of love because they're so mental.
Mental as in a mental case?
Well,
Or
yeah, because if you
mental...
don't balance the mental with the heart, then you become a mental case because then you end up hurting your own heart from what's in your freaking head.
Oh, so you mean they stay in their hair in their head in a mental state.
Right, because they're not understanding or trusting
So they're not
the
typically
lessons of
mental
the heart.
cases.
Well, they can be if they don't learn the lessons of the heart. I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of pain if you don't understand love or if you don't allow yourself to understand love. You know, because for air signs, that cuppy shit is kind of intimidating.
So you're saying the air signs are out of balance?
Yes.
Can be?
Yes.
Okay.
We're all a little bit out of balance right now because, like I said, the energies are high. It's kind of like
right.
Grab your damn surfboard and cowabunga, dude, because it's up, it's down, it's all around. It's like trying to surf in a tsunami.
Yeah.
So,
how would you suggest an air sign go about balancing their elements?
First, they have to understand that being an air sign, their element is the mind. Basically, air sign. That's their basic structure is the power of the mind.
Okay, so how could they become balanced? What would they need to add?
Well, they would have to see the destructive forces of just the power of the mind alone and how it's reacting into their lifestyle with patterns. Okay. And then they're going to have to decide, is the pattern that's destructive in my passion? Is it in my, the way I look at value, what's valuable? Is it in my self-worth or how I, look at what I consider valuable to me?
Okay.
There's a lot of ways. You have to see the patterns. You have to recognize the patterns, and there is a element to balance any pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your air signs tend to want all the love anybody can give them. They kind of expect it, but they aren't willing to give back because it's like this is their bottom right here, whereas everybody goes down here, and that's okay with them if you go down here, but they're not willing to go down here because it's scary. It's unknown waters. They're up here in the air because they don't want to drown.
But what if it's an air sign that has like a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces
They
moon?
actually have a better chance to balance that energy than somebody with like an air sign rising, an air sign, sun, and
so
like
they should
a water moon.
So they should look at their chart.
Yes.
Okay.
And they should call on the energies.
So when they figure out that they're an air sign and things aren't going correctly, they should look at their chart and
find a way to balance that energy.
See what they don't have in their chart to try to incorporate that into their environment
overall,
so that they could balance their.
They have to balance their overall view because they're very mental. The air signs are very mental. Okay, they trust what they can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell.
But you can't see air.
Air is the element of air is a very whipping, cutting thing, but it's also very cooling and calming. Depends.
Right.
It depends on which side they want to embrace. Now, if they embrace just the air without, the water,
Mm-hmm.
or the air without, what's air going to do when it's unleashed and free with no balance? I mean, it's going to tear shit up. That's a tornado. Think about it. Unbridled wind.
But there's outside circumstances that create the tornado.
Well, there is.
Tornadoes come with storms.
Well, storms
There's
also.
there's extra moisture in the air. There's a change in temperature.
So it takes water as well to make that storm, and maybe that's why they're afraid of it.
I don't know.
They're afraid of the storm.
I don't know. Let's get into our reading.
Go for it, Mama.
Go ahead. I
Oh,
want to see
all
what
right.
you got.
Oh, I got the violet flame.
Ooh, that's a good thing.
Yes, it is, but it's also a very inward card.
Okay.
It's kind of
That
about,
seems to be a theme today.
yeah, it's kind of about understanding your place with the divine. And, letting your light shine, if I remember right. But I'm going to go ahead, and as she gives her reading, I'm going to go through the book and make sure exactly what that is. All right. The cards are upside down.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess that one's supposed to be upside down. Oh, that's a good sign. Okay, I'm just spilling them out, I guess. Because this actually goes down here. Alright, well, here's the deal. Somebody's got a lot of time invested in the idea of equal give and take. They like the idea of equal give and take, but they aren't equal give and taking. Alright, they're kind of wanting to skip out on their given part. This is causing people a lot of heartache. There's also the Six of Cups here, which is being stuck in past energies, soulmate connections, past lives. Somebody's wanting to walk away from it, but they're not being able to. Because there's an Empress energy present, and the Empress energy is a chosen of the divine. And when you break her heart, judgment shows up. And here's the thing about, again, I'm not seeing any freaking cups here outside of walking away from it. And this is the problem with the air signs that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of pentacles. I'm seeing a lot of wands. But I'm seeing no cups. Y'all have to deal with your emotions. I mean, there's a lot of pain going on in your hands. It's all on the air signs, and you're doing it to yourself, and you're doing it, not only doing it to yourself, but you're hurting other people too. And, yeah, I would love to see some cup energy in these readings with you, air signs. I really would. And I know it seems like emotions are scary, but they are. This is scarier. I mean, staying in this pattern of pain is scarier than, in my opinion, than taking the chance on a broken heart. There's a lot of vanity in choices here. People thinking that they deserve a lot more than what they're given. They want all the good stuff, but when it comes, they want all the good stuff. And be seen as the good stuff, but they don't want to give the good stuff. because I don't see any cups on this table. None. There's not even any in that last turn. So, the only thing I see is a bunch of regrets. Trying to be a victor instead of a lover. Trying to come out ahead. Trying to manifest the ending of your doing. Not considering the destiny of all the people involved and how you're having to control everything because you're afraid of your feelings. All I can say is the karma's on big on this. I mean, if you're out there doing this to people because you're afraid of love and you're afraid of discovering the truth of what emotions are, then the karma is yours. If this is being done to you and you're not standing up for yourself, the karma's still yours. But this is some big energy right here. And I'm seeing it, like I said, across all the air signs. And they're not wanting to heal it. And I'm getting that there's a fear.
Well, it might not be that they're not wanting to heal it. It might be that they haven't addressed their inner work. They haven't gone within and even acknowledged it
Well,
yet.
there's a lot of pride and vanity here with the Star and the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands.
Because I'm seeing a little bit different in my spread. Okay. In the fairies deck, we have higher consciousness. Now, higher consciousness typically comes from a shakeup. Okay. A shakeup such as the one that you just described.
That's
okay?
all air energy, not flow.
It's a dark night of the soul. Okay. And there is beauty in that. Okay. Now, the enchanted map oracles gave the message of magic prayer. Okay. Now, prayer is an amazing thing. Unfortunately, typically when we pray, it's the last Hail Mary in a situation when it should be the first play. Okay. There is a whole lot of studying and learning going on. Now, Pentacles are typically about money, but every time I see this card, I see knowledge, I see learning, and I see lessons. Okay? He's at a desk. He's weighing things out. He's got the Libra scales there. He's trying to make sure that all of his things are correct. And there's a lesson in all of that with all of those hands out there snatching up those coins at the bottom. You guys, Aquarius, are starting to put down burdens that are not yours. Okay? You've been carrying them around on your back. Somebody sits something down, you pick it right back up to help them out, but you're not helping them out. And you're starting to see that. You're starting to let these go. And when you let these burdens go that aren't yours, that's when towers start falling. Okay? And once that tower falls, then the only thing to do is build one with a sturdy foundation. And that's coming. Your star's upside down, though. Which means that you're not believing in yourself right now. Now, this is part of this higher consciousness journey. Okay? This higher consciousness, once you see, you cannot unsee. And once you start seeing things from a different perspective and seeing all situations involved, the bigger picture, so to speak, once you start seeing things as how they react to the entirety of your universe or those involved in your world, you start to get a bigger picture. You start to understand a little bit more. And that is the beginning of understanding what higher consciousness actually is. Now, the last card that I got is the Sun, which means no matter what towers are falling and the burdens that are coming through and the stress and issues that were over here, it means that everything is going to be okay. It's all going to work out. There's going to become a balance in the situation that is co-creation, because every situation that we're in is a co-creation, and whether or not we create something positive or something negative or disastrous, it's still a co-creation, and we have to understand our part in it. And I think you guys are really starting to do that and look at the situation. And once you gain your higher consciousness and start seeing things from a different perspective, then you start understanding your intuition, your star, your balance. What is the violet flame, Alice?
Well, most of us experience a dark or difficult time at some point or another in our lives. And though it may feel like it will never end or never be better, the Violet Flame card is here to tell you that it will be. It's temporary, which is what I'm saying about mind energy is temporary.
So it's like the sun, kind of.
Well, the sun will come out because anything that is mind energy has to do with the physical and it's temporary. So, yeah. The violet flame, however, is eternal.
Right. Like higher
The sun.
consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's there for everyone, but we have to understand it and claim it, and we have to do that through the cups energy and not the mind itself. Because the mind actually works against that energy. Or it can also work with it and for it and create the miracles that you're looking for.
So, okay.
The only way to conquer the shadows in our life is to turn off all the lights and face the darkness head on. This is a process of purification. The violet flame shines its light, providing you with the way and the means to see your way out of the inner darkness. Once the shadows have been conquered, the experiences you are having right now, although painful and challenging, is providing you with the means and the opportunity to clearly see what is and what is not working in your life anymore. Did you have another?
I did.
Did I brain fart it out of you?
I think so.
Okay. Well, it can help you see how you have been allowing yourself to be in the world and how you have been holding yourself back. That's the Four of Pentacles energy, and yeah, that's holding back what's inside you, which is that cup energy, and I'm not seeing that cup energy, so either you're not understanding it or you're not wanting to use it. And if you're not wanting to use it in today's age, that's not good.
Are you all done? No,
In the center of the fractal image is the symbol of the bat. In animal medicine, the bat is the symbol of change. He holds the light of the violet flame for you as a means of guiding you through the process of change. When you do make your way back, you will find that neither you nor your life is exactly the same as before. Change is an inevitable part of this process. It's nearly complete. Just know that once you have made your way through, you will be stronger both within yourself and on your journey. You will have more clarity about your path and how you want to walk it.
Okay. So the violet flame ties in very much so with higher consciousness. And I think it needs to be said now that checking to find out which chakras are out of balance, which have maybe some blockages, might be a really good thing. Okay. So There are all different ways to do that. You can look up chakra balancing meditations on YouTube. There's all kinds of um, tests and whatnot that you can take that will tell you perhaps which chakra is out of balance and give you a list of things to do. You can also look up, the symptoms of an out of balance chakra, whether it's overactive or underactive, and then what things you can do to help balance that out and kind of close an overactive and open an underactive chakra.
Yes, because I'm seeing you wanting to come out of that fight, really wanting to come out of that fight, but the only way is through your heart, honestly. So, and you see your heart as a weakness or as the enemy, but it's actually the greatest strength you have in your next steps. So, my advice and what I'm seeing here is the one thing that's missing in all these air sign readings, which is that cup energy. So, may you find peace in your heart.
Absolutely. You guys can do this, Aquarius.
Yeah.
It gets rough, but it does get better. And
It does.
a dark night of the soul is no fun place. But once you get on the other side of it, the knowledge and understanding that you have of things
Just the
is
strength.
so much different.
Just the
Okay?
strength within yourself that you see, you know. I always say, a heartache, the pain from heartache has never killed anyone. But what has killed people is what they think about the pain from heartache.
Actually, elderly couples who've been together for like 50, 60 years,
Hmm.
they actually can die of a broken heart.
Well, it's not of the broken heart, it's of what their mind thinks of the pain from the broken heart.
No,
Like,
it's been
I can't.
medically proven that it's a broken heart. A
Okay,
technical
there you
broken
go. I'm
heart.
stupid. There you go. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
I am hearing what you're saying. Be blessed, guys. Blessed be.
Namaste.